The Dark Web. Introduction. Okay, so the internet is a bigger place than we all realize, and it's considered kind of like an iceberg, with the tip of the iceberg at the top being the surface web, which is just your basic Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, and then right underneath the water would be considered the deep web, and this is the stuff you need member IDs and passwords to access. And then the very bottom would be considered the dark web, which is just the part of the iceberg that not many people can get to. What is the dark web? So the dark web is a term that refers to a whole bunch of encrypted networks that cannot be found in any traditional computer search engine. Therefore, these sites are often used as an international black market and or as a source for hacked data. It is one that's associated with drugs, guns, porn, hacking, and conspiracies, and gives people their freedom of speech and does not have any regulations of what they can and cannot do. It has a lot of frightening resources on it, and it includes this network that is considered TOR, which is known as the onion router. The onion router is a network collection that sends encrypted traffic to servers before pulling up content. This was created by the US government in the mid-1990s so that they can do stuff that's anonymous without people knowing. It allowed intelligence agencies to be able to exchange information anonymously. So what's found on the dark web is a lot of disturbing things such as drug deals, guns, weapons for sale, false IDs and documents, which is linked to identity theft, terrorist organizations, gambling, sex trafficking, hacking tools, pornography, anything that you could think bad that people do out there, it's on the dark web. The Silk Road is part of the dark web. It's considered a combination of bitcoins and the dark web combined together. It was created in order to exchange recreational drugs internationally. It was one of the biggest drug exchange programs that has ever existed. That's why it was considered the Amazon of drugs until it did get shut down by the FBI. Okay, so to access the dark web, honestly, is not that hard. It takes 3 steps that people usually take the easy ways. The first one is to just tape your camera up so nobody can see you through your lens or somehow get into your computer and identify who you are. You can download the specialized software in order to install the onion router network. And once that's downloaded, you run the file, click start, and you're into the dark web. Tips to avoid being posed by the dark web: be proactive, use strong passwords, change them often, and the biggest one is to be responsive. If anything suspicious happens, if information gets stolen, your first step should be to contact higher authority. You should never handle it yourself and respond quickly to incidents that could ever happen, just so your identity doesn't get stolen or something bad doesn't happen. Some tips for parents: if their children happen to want to explore to the dark web, you should be able to have an open conversation about all the dangers of the things that are on the dark web with your child so they are aware of what could happen or what's on there if they don't want to see some of that stuff. You should check all of your devices for the onion router network just in case your kids are on there. You don't know about it, you can find out if the network is downloaded. There are parental monitoring apps that if your child goes on something that is blocked or tries to get on something, it notifies you just so that you know. And also be aware of unusual mail or packages coming to your home, because if your child is on the dark web and orders something or thinks it's a joke and something actually comes to the door, that could be an issue. And basically it's an easy thing to get on, and I feel like most parents should be aware of their child having to get on the dark web. And then I have citations.